I love P-Valley. I just wish it didn't take so long to review. So we open with Loretta Devine giving us a wonderful version of Tap on Your Window Pane. I love that song. And Retta can still sing. And so after she sings, we see her and her daughters coming to get her because she got COVID. And she's like, no, I ain't ready to go yet. After the theme song, Autumn Night comes in to see Uncle Clifford. So Clifford's waxing sentimental about his family's club, and Autumn's like, child, the past is important, but you can buy a lot more future. So he tell her, look, I'm tired of fighting with you. I ain't gonna off you, so let's just talk. And Autumn says, you ain't gonna talk me out of selling. Autumn's like, I didn't save the pink to watch it go down in flames. And Clifford's like, well, we just put all the money into the upgrades. And Autumn says, that's true, but we will get shut down again. I mean, look, Ernestine just got sick. We got to get what we can while we can, because they gonna build that casino. He said, so how much for the land that my ancestors started? And she said, look, well, I just got offered $5 million, but I ain't gonna take but 10, which means you'll get 3. Sounds like a good deal to me. She said, look, I lost my daughter over the money that saved this club, so I just can't let it go down the drain. Over with Mercedes, she said her daughter wants to stay with her for a couple more days to her sister, who accuses her of trying to take back custody, and she's like, you're drunk, I'll call you later. So after that, she go into Terica room, and Terica already showing pregnancy signs. However, Mercedes wants to know, you gonna keep this baby or nah? So she says, well, I'm having a craving for some ice cream, so they go to get it. Over at Uncle Clifford's, Lil Murder is waking up to hear Ernestine coughing. Aw, and he'd made some food for her since Uncle Clifford can't cook. Over at the supermarket, we have Keyshawn and her abuser with the kids. He trying to sweet talk Keyshawn and she ain't having it because she's still healing. So while she's looking for makeup, she run into Autumn Night. Autumn sees that he's been beating on her and she says, look, if you can't off him, there are other ways to get out. However, back at Ernestine's, Uncle Clifford comes home and he's like, what? What's going on? Lil Murder's like, I got it. Aunt Ernestine's taken care of and I fixed some food for you. And Uncle Clifford tells Lil Murder about the deal that Autumn Night has brought. He says it sounds good to him. 1.6 just off of 5. Over with Mercedes and Terica, they driving a TCBY. Terica's singing, holes in this house, there's some holes in this house. And Mercedes looking at her like, I know your 15-year-old hot in the pants self is not singing holes in this house while you 15 and pregnant. She said, you got the nerve to talk about weak pullout game in your condition. So Mercedes asks her how many months is she, and she don't really know because her period ain't regular yet. And she's like, well, you shouldn't be having sex if you don't know your cycle, which is true, and also it's dangerous for young girls to get pregnant. So they've been driving for a while, and Terica says, where are we going? And Mercedes is like, look, we're going to the clinic in Jacksonville just for a consultation. And child, that's when that morning sickness hit. I miss the days when they would just allude to people throwing up on television and they didn't show them throwing up on television. We don't need the realness. Sometimes the fakeness is okay. Terica gonna say, you ambushed me. Mercedes said, you ambushed me with a baby. Terica's like, I don't know, do you want me to have this baby? And she's like, I don't know whether I want you to or not. It's really your choice, but we gotta get you some prenatals regardless. She's like, prenatal vitamins? Yes, you're pregnant. I forgot to take my vitamins yesterday. Shoot. I gotta take them after I eat or they hurt my stomach. Over with Lil Murder, he gets a call from his manager, the one who killed Keyshawn's manager. So he tells him that they've got to go back on tour, and he's like, okay, I'm still mourning my friend, so I don't even know who's gonna do security, but I'll talk to you soon. So he goes up to see what Uncle Clifford's doing, and Uncle Clifford's playing in his clothes. So as they talk about Clifford's identity and Lil Murder apologizes for leaving him on murder night, they hear the door open downstairs and Grandma Ernestine done run off. Over with Mercedes and Terica, Terica had to pee and Mercedes pulls into a diner and sees a mother and daughter talking and has a flashback to her mama beating her in the diner. when the evil pastor found out Mercedes was having sex by the condom in her purse. Back in the car, Terica tells Mercedes that her little boyfriend wants to keep the baby. Men always want to keep babies they ain't gonna raise. Oh, Lord. So Mercedes telling her, girl, you don't know nothing about love. He can't raise no baby or take care of you on a part-time job. Cortez sold me a whole bunch of dreams until, the pregnancy got real. And Terica gonna say, sounds like you jealous that I got love and all you got is men you dance for. Child, why she say that, Mercedes get to slapping. Over with Uncle Clifford and Lil Murder, they running through the woods looking for Ernestine. Back with Mercedes and Terica, they get to the clinic and have to cross the protest line. Why they let them people do that outside? And you know what? Why are they out there protesting? They should be being a support system for the women who want to keep their babies. There are so many women out there struggling to keep their babies. Why not take care of them? Why not help house them, feed them, clothe them, give them the prenatal care they deserve, help those children? You ain't got time to picket and protest. You've got lives to save. You're pro-life, help life. That's all I got to say. Notice I didn't say what to believe or what not to believe. I'm just saying if you're going to be pro-life, I'm going to need to see some life action. I'm going to need to see how you're taking care of mothers and keeping families together. I'm going to need to see the daycares that you open for free for the disenfranchised and the underprivileged. I'm going to need to see that. Other than just the picketing, where's the help and where's the hope? So they tell her, look, girl, you about 14 weeks, so you're going to have to call it pretty quick. Over with Grandma Ernestine, Lil Murder, and Uncle Clifford get to her just in time before she get to the river. She's like, I need to bathe in the water before I go. So Lil Murder takes a towel and washes her off in the waters. And then she goes. Back with Terica, her and Mercedes sitting at the pool. So Mercedes is really having a heart-to-heart with her. She's like, forget about the baby, forget about the man, forget about me. What do you want for you? Back with Lil Murder and Uncle Clifford, they getting Ernestine onto the ambulance. Back with Mercedes and Terica, Mercedes is like, okay, we're going to have to figure out what you're going to do. Terica's like, I still don't know. And Mercedes says, well, that's probably an indication you ain't ready. And Terica going to say, how you going to tell me I ain't ready when you wasn't ready? You weren't there for me when I was a kid. And Mercedes is like, look, I was popping puss and throwing ass so I could get a gym so I could get you back. So I wouldn't be a hoe on a pole. So Terica run in the bathroom and she's like, you know what? I'm having my baby, but I ain't gonna be like you or Shell. I'ma love my child. You trying to be a mama? Well, it's too late. I'm already a mama. Mercedes said, well, look, Pat didn't give me a choice, but I gave you one. But I'm happy I had you. So Terica comes out of the bathroom and she's like, do you think anybody's ever ready for this? And Mercedes is like, nah, but we gonna figure it out. Make up for lost time. Back at Uncle Clifford's, he crying in the shower, but he get out and Lil Murder dressed up like Cisco to cheer him up and get it on. He voguing, they spinning and shivvying. Ooh, child. This is giving me a sister. Child, now they bumping bus. I don't need to see the gay sex scenes. I don't need to see the straight sex scenes. I just, some passionate kissing and we can move on. But child, every other scene is legs to the moon. So they leave in the hotel the next morning and she's like, so what should I do? Mercedes is like, I don't know. We can go to Chucalissa or Jackson. It's up to you. Okay, and she let her drive and it looks like she chose Jackson. And Mercedes is just crying because she's choosing herself. And she knows it's not going to be her life all over again. Back with Lil Murder and Uncle Clifford post-coitus. So Lil Murder was about to open up about his friend's past, but Uncle Clifford was like, you ain't ready yet. We can put a cork in it. Back with Terica and Mercedes, they on the couch watching cartoons, and then who should come on television but Pat? We ain't down with that. Over with Keyshawn and her abuser, Autumn stops by with those Prada booties for Baby Regal. And he just standing in the doorway betwixt them. So he lets Autumn in, and with the Prada booties, there's a secret cell phone, and Autumn tell her, look, girl, you might lose your kids if you keep waiting around. All right, and that was the show, so I'm going to see you soon for something.